So after the current disposal of Labour Party petition against the APC, and after the illegalities that happened in court, I came across a very wonderful letter from a very young man to P2B. You see, everything that went on in the tribunal evidently proved the point. Some of you may not see the point, but I can tell you with every honesty, it really proved the point. And as we speak now, so many Nigerians have already given up in Nigeria, and that is the target of these politicians. They want each and every one of you to give up so that they can be able to run the country without your permission. And yes, they did. Now, this young man wrote a letter. I'm going to read the letter loud and clear. And of course, I was touched by this letter. That's why I decided to write it. His name is Roxy. I am compelled to write this for posterity to capture my exact feelings in the moment. You don't know me and probably will never see this, but if you ever feel like you are responsible for dashing the hopes of well-meaning poor Nigerians who believed in your dream, the silence you hear is not disappointment in you, but a realization of the amount of corruption you were standing up against by even daring to run. There, Mr. P2B, it is clear now why the political elite were shocked by your audacity and said you wouldn't win a single local government. You went from 2 people tweeting in a room to 6 million votes. You galvanized the weak and the hungry and those who had given up on the Nigerian project. As a dark cloud heralded by the creeping out of nefarious characters like Asari and Olaomo, covers Nigerians and blocks out whatever sunlight was left. The same Nigerian system we grew up to despise has reminded us all why sometimes just adjusting and surviving makes you forget the amount of debt you are sitting on. You brought the broom, but those who use us as a dumpster for their personal gain have shown the strength of elite collusion. They think they have secured the status quo for their entitled foreign-based children. I need you to, however, remember that the true measures of leadership is not in a title held, but in the sparks ignited just by your words, deeds, and strength of character. That's why Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King didn't need titles or offices to invoke lasting change from the rotten status quo. They made people see what's possible and determined to change it. Every child south of the Niger, and indeed the world, has heard you, Peter. They have felt the inner stirring. Through your tenacity, you have exposed tribalism, nepotism, and the orchestrated plan to deprive some from fulfilling their God-given potential by reason of their heritage. You have forced the oppressors to show their true colors and validate what we thought was mere speculation, that we are indeed under barely concealed bondage and must work daily through generations to break free. By that token, you have succeeded. The spark you have ignited by seeing this through to its logical conclusion will only grow until fulfillment. Like the actions of Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King led directly to Barack Obama and Kamala Harris generation later, whether you eventually ascend to the rightful office of leadership or not, a child watching today has decided he will not stay where he has been put by the ruling tribes and will finish what you have started. May you live to see the day. Thank you. Peter Obi, for what you did. You see, one thing I love about this piece is that this thing elaborates who Peter Obi is. It's very difficult and a very difficult time seeing a country that claims that the constitution works, or they have a constitution, make a trash of what Peter Obi submitted. But one of the interesting things is that those who think that they are winners, or those who think that they have won, should have one thing at the back of their mind, that Peter Obi is already made. That is what some of you don't understand. Peter Obi is already made. That man you see is already made. He's just coming out to, let it be as if he's feeling among. He's already made. He won't cry. The fuel hike won't affect him. Are you getting the point? The fuel hike won't affect him because he's already made. But I said it before that this man is fighting against the politicians, the corrupt politicians. And again, he's still fighting against Nigerian youths who are not seeing the effort that Peter Obi is making. You see the difference. So one thing is very important we should understand in all this thing, that injustice have been passed and the common man will begin to take justice into their hand. That is just the truth. The common man, knowing fully well that going to court will not serve him right, will begin to take justice into his hand. This thing has already proven that Nigeria as a country is already gone. Let us stop celebrating nepotism. Nigeria is already gone. How do people wake up and support illegalities? How do you wake up and support the very kind of system that is destroying your lives? Young people coming out to protest and say Peter Obi should wait for his time. People like MC Olomo, Asari Dokubo. You see, the corrupt system is hiking properly. But you ask yourself, when will Africa get its justice? Or is this survival of the fittest? I think it should be called a jungle. Is this survival of the fittest? With time, everything will be unraveled. Thanks for supporting the Future News. Peace.